Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to peel back the curtain on something you use literally every single day at work, but probably don't give a second thought to: your company's internet connection and the invisible guardians that keep it safe. So, you're at your computer, you're browsing the web, you're getting work done, but have you ever just stopped and wondered what's happening behind the scenes? What's actually stopping cyber threats from getting in, or keeping sensitive company data from getting out? Well, I can tell you, it's not magic. It's a really powerful, multi-layered defense system.
So in this explainer, we're going to walk through that system layer by layer. We'll start with why it's even needed in the first place, then we'll meet our bouncer, our inspector, and finally, we'll check out the new rulebook that kind of governs everything, and then we'll wrap up with why it all matters. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, your invisible digital guardian. So why is all this security even necessary? Well, for any company, the internet is this double-edged sword, right? It's totally essential, but it's also a potential minefield. We're talking viruses, ransomware, data leaks. The risks are just huge. And that's exactly why your company has this team of digital guardians working 24/7 to keep things safe.
This whole defense system really boils down to three core layers working together. You've got the enterprise firewall, web gateway, and a philosophy called zero trust. The best way to think about it is like security for a really important high-tech building. You've got the bouncer at the main gate, you've got inspectors checking every package that comes in, and you've got this super strict rule that you need a key card for every single door. So, let's meet that first layer.
All right, layer one, the bouncer. This is your first line of defense, and honestly, the analogy of a very, very strict bouncer is pretty much perfect. This is the one standing right at the front door of your company's entire digital world. The technical term for this bouncer is an enterprise firewall. Its job is pretty straightforward. It watches all the traffic, all the data that's trying to get into or out of the company's network, and it makes decisions based on a very strict set of rules.
So just like that gatekeeper, the firewall is checking the digital ID of everything that comes knocking. If it spots a connection from a known sketchy place on the internet, or if something tries to access a part of the network that's off limits, denied, entry refused, no questions asked. And that's how it creates this absolutely critical barrier. It separates the safe, trusted internal company network from the chaos of the public internet. Its main gig is just to enforce the rules and block anyone or anything that's not on the list. But, just getting past the bouncer isn't always enough. What happens to the traffic once it's actually inside? Well, that's where our second layer, the inspector, comes in to take a much, much closer look. Now, this inspector is technically known as a web gateway. And here's the key difference. While the firewall checks where traffic is coming from and going to, the web gateway looks inside the traffic itself. We're talking a much deeper level of scrutiny here. Let's go back to that building analogy. If the firewall is the bouncer checking IDs at the front door, the web gateway is the security team in the mailroom. They're not just glancing at the return address on a package. No, they are opening it up and scanning the contents for anything dangerous that might be hidden inside. This is why the web gateway is so incredibly important. It's what's actively scanning websites and downloads for malicious code. When you accidentally click a shady link and get a big warning page? That's probably the web gateway saving the day. And it also works in reverse. It acts as a final checkpoint to make sure sensitive company data isn't leaking out. So we have a bouncer, and we have an inspector. Sounds pretty solid, right? Well, in today's world, with so many people working remotely and using cloud apps, the whole idea of a simple inside and outside of the company is kind of outdated. We need a whole new philosophy, a new rule book. And that brings us to zero trust. Now, this isn't a physical device you can just plug in. It's a whole security strategy. The core idea is simple, but it's really powerful. Never trust, always verify. It basically starts from the assumption that threats could be anywhere, and that means even inside the network already. The old security model, you see, was like a castle with a moat. The whole focus was on building a strong wall, and once you were inside, you were pretty much trusted. Zero trust completely flips that on its head. It assumes a threat could already be inside the castle walls. So you don't just need a key card for the front gate anymore. You need a key card for every single door, every single action. You have to prove who you are every step of the way. So how do these three layers, the bouncer, the inspector, and the new rulebook, all come together? Well, when you combine them, you get a security defense that's both incredibly broad and incredibly deep. So here are the key things to take away. 1. Your company's security isn't just a single thing. It's a team of technologies all working in sync. 2. The real goal here isn't just about blocking a few websites. It's about protecting the company's most valuable asset, which is its data. And 3, all of these systems are there to make sure you can do your job safely and effectively, whether you're in the office or logging in from home.
And really, the world of work is always changing, right? There's more remote access and more cloud services now than ever before. This just means that our digital guardians, our firewalls, our gateways, our security strategies, they have to constantly get smarter and evolve just to keep up. It's a never-ending process to keep us and our data safe.
If you found this breakdown helpful and you're interested in more simple and useful tech insights, please be sure to subscribe to Refreshing Tech. Thanks so much for watching.